All right, let's get some Buy Me a Coffee supporters. Hello, I'm Michael with WriterSanctuary, and today we're going to take a look at how to add the Buy Me a Coffee code snippets to WordPress 6 Gutenberg's block editor. I've done a few videos on how to add Buy Me a Coffee to your blogs, and I think I got one for the YouTube channel, but I don't think I've ever really actually dove into what you need to do for WordPress Gutenberg. So let's dive into that. It's fairly quick and easy. So first we're going to do is log into our dashboard for Buy Me a Coffee. We're going to click on, or scroll all the way down to the bottom and click on Website Buttons. From here, we can decide to generate a simple button, or we can customize one that has the number of supporters we've had. Now this is going to be completely up to you. You can change the icon of it. You can change a little bit of the font. There's not a lot of options available, but it gives you a little bit more customization. You can also change the color, which is something that's relatively new. It didn't have this back when I first started. And you can change the color of your button to pretty much anything you want. So yeah, that's kind of nifty. And I want to change my icon here. I want the tiger. Bam. Okay, so when we're done customizing our buttons, I'll go over the overlay widget here in a moment. Then we're going to click on the generate button here. And we're going to copy this code. You can either right click, Control C, hit the copy code button, whatever works for you. Then go to your WordPress website. Any poster page will do. You're going to find a place where you want to add your button, and I'm going to put mine at the very bottom of my article here, and I'm going to click on the blue button up here to insert a new block. Now there's a bunch of different ways you can do this with Gutenberg. You can hit the enter button and choose a block that way, but whatever works for you. We're going to do a custom HTML block, and we're going to click on it to add it, and then we're going to paste our code. Bam, just like that. Now the cool thing about WordPress Gutenberg is that you're able to hit the preview button and it'll show you what your code looks like in real time, which is kind of neat. And if you want to change your position of your button, you can click on the up and down arrows here to move the button anywhere in the article you want, or you can grab the hash marks here and drag it to a desired position. And I'm just going to leave it at the very bottom. And if you want to get back into code, you just hit the HTML here. And once you're done, all you gotta do is hit update or publish, whatever it is for your poster page, and you are good to go. So like when we go to preview, we're going to do a preview in a new tab. We can see when we scroll down to the very bottom, God, there's so many ads, long story, but now we have our button here that people can click on. So you can see adding a Buy Me a Coffee button to WordPress Gutenberg is actually fairly quick and easy. The hardest part is deciding on the whole design of what you want your button to look like. I do like how Buy Me a Coffee has changed to where it has hexadecimal now instead of just being able to choose from 4 colors. And I think it's kind of cool. But what about the overlay widget? Now the overlay puts a little button on your website on the bottom. I think left is the default, where people can click on it and it'll open up a section where they can enter in how much they want to donate to you directly from the page. This means they don't have to go to Buy Me a Coffee to give you money. So in order to add that overlay widget, we go back to our generator here in Buy Me a Coffee. We're going to click on the overlay widget, and we're going to customize it in much the same way. Unfortunately, the widget doesn't have the hexadecimal icon here, so we got to pick something that's fairly close to our design. I'm going to go with green. But this is what it looks like, kind of what it looks like on the page when somebody accesses it. We're going to go down here. We can write a custom message if you'd like. So once we have our widget message done, we're going to click on the generate widget button like last time. And we're going to click on the copy code. And this time we're going to put it as a sidebar widget in WordPress. Now the reason why we're going to do that is so that our donation widget will show up on every page and post on the website. That also works this way if you want to put your button in the sidebar so that any page they go to, they will have access to that button. So in this case, we're going to go to Appearance, we're going to go to Widgets, scroll down, looks like I have a lot of fixing to do. We're going to click on the button here to add a block. We're going to do HTML, add the custom HTML, and paste the code like last time. Now the preview isn't going to work the same in this because it's actually a widget that will show up on the page. So it's not going to show up on the back end of WordPress. So we're just going to leave it an HTML view, verify that that's what we want, and we just hit update. Now with that updated, if we just go back to our home site, we can see on the bottom, right, so I was wrong, that shows up the widget. Now when people click on that, they can decide how many copies they want to donate, their name, oops, and then they can say something nice, and then click the button to support me. But what if you want the widget to appear on the left-hand side, like I do, because I've got too much stuff on the right that kind of interferes? Well, we go back to the widget that's in WordPress, and we're going to change the position from right to left. And then we just hit the update button. Now, if you don't use WordPress Gutenberg, you can still add the code to pretty much any site you have, any CMS, as long as you're able to add a custom HTML. I haven't tried it in Joomla, but theoretically it should work just fine. However, there are some free platforms that will prevent you from adding custom HTML, so you might not be able to use it on some of those free websites. But there is a way to get around that, and that's when you use images as buttons and just link it, because even the free websites will let you add a link inside your content, and you can just turn an image into a button. Now, if you don't know how to do that, I made an article or a video here that you can see how I have 4 different ways of adding Buy Me a Coffee to WordPress. And it'll work pretty much the same way. Some of the steps will work the same way on pretty much any site that you have. So why not just use the WordPress plugin for Buy Me a Coffee? Well, Buy Me a Coffee's plugin works okay, but it's limited on customization. So when you install Buy Me a Coffee, you put in your account and you can turn on the widget, or you can customize a button. Now when you customize the button though, you're only able to use 7 colors and a limited 2 different fonts. You can't change the icon, so you're pretty much limited to just a few settings, which is why the dashboard Buy Me a Coffee is much better, because you have access to a whole bunch of different things. However, the widget part, when you turn it on, you can customize the widget. This is one thing that I like, is that it's not letting me customize the widget. There we go. Hell. Anyway, the widget will let you change position, so you can either do it on the right or on the left. You can change the spacing from the bottom and the sides. You have the same colors as before, so from this aspect, using the widget will probably be a lot easier if you wanted to move stuff around. But, if you copy and paste it from Buy Me a Coffee, you really don't need it. Aside from when you use the plugin, it doesn't make an external call for the assets, and so it slows your site down. Kind of a long spiel for SEO, but that's how it works. Personally, I probably will leave this on and align it to the left, simply because I am anal and I don't want my shit on the right. Oh hey, there's 2 of them there now. There's one behind it. Nice. Anyway, it's better if you only use one or the other. I'm going to delete the widget version and just keep the plugin going. So, yeah, we're going to remove that. Bam. What the hell? So now it adds it to the left of all of the... Oh, look at that. That is crazy. I don't like that at all. I might just go back to the other one. Oh, they haven't updated their plugin in 6 months, and so with the new version of WordPress, hopefully Buy Me a Coffee gets things going. But anyway, we're gonna hit update, see what happens. I wonder if that was the code. Let's try to refresh this here. Reload. Nope, that's part of the plugin. Okay, so if you use the plugin, you'll have to mess with these on the side of each one of your widgets. Technically, it's doing its job, but like I said, I hope Buy Me a Coffee fixes that, because that's kind of a mess. But if you don't like that, and you're extremely anal like I am, you can just go back to using the code snippet here from the dashboard, generate your widget, and go from there. So anyway, that's how easy it is to add Buy Me a Coffee to WordPress Gutenberg. I am kind of disappointed that the plugin does add it to all the widgets, but unless you're adding a lot of stuff to your sidebar anyway and in there a lot, it's not really going to bother you. It doesn't add it on the front end, so you don't have to worry about that. It's just in that one screen, and I hope that Buy Me a Coffee fixes that. If not, then just go with the widget coding from Buy Me a Coffee. But using the widgets, you can do the same thing with adding a button to the sidebar. Just copy and paste into a custom HTML. So how long have you had your Buy Me a Coffee account, and how well has it worked for you? Frankly, I've made a few bucks on it so far. Most of the money that I've generated have been from referrals because of the review that I wrote. I do have a few supporters, and thank you very much. And yeah, it's something I would love to dive more into, and I do weekly content for the supporters, and I'm trying to get into doing the behind the scenes videos, and now you're able to add podcasts, so I'll be doing a video about that soon. But so far I like it. I think I would prefer the layout of Ko-Fi more, but I don't know, I'm like on the fence, and it's really hard to decide which one's better. Both of them have some really good peaks to them, and I think Ko-Fi still being able to support PayPal is probably one of the things I'm leaning towards. So I don't know. It's personal preference. I like them both. But if you find the video informative, hit the like button. For more videos about blogging, freelance writing, self-publishing, or anything else I cover, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell. I think that's going to do it for me today, and I'll see you next time.